underway for Caps Gaming Showcase Finals in Washington. They're gonna bury here to go on to face
Hello and good afternoon and welcome back to the Caps Gaming Showcase. Yes, that's right. We are back for another season. Bigger, bolder, better. It is something maybe out of a South Park commercial in the way we are phrasing the opening, but nevertheless, we are here with top-notch 6v6 action right here on twitch.tv/capitals for the Caps Gaming Showcase, presented to you by Leidos and powered by Leaguegaming. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nick DeMeo, aka F5 Penguin. I'll be joined shortly by a myriad of amazing talents, looking forward to bringing you the best of 6v6 action on the planet. This season, a little bit different, $20,000 on the line, but across two different divisions. One, of course, in North America, and now for the first time ever, Caps Gaming ventures across the pond and delivers high-octane action over in the EU, and that is the first that we'll bring you here today. For this coverage is some EU action with Herlev Eagles and hREDS. But without further ado, I'm so excited to bring into the booth a very good friend of mine. You may know him as King Lime. Tegan, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic, and I'm more than excited, Nick, to get this going. Joined by you, this awesome Caps Gaming Showcase. We get to travel across the pond, which you know I love to do so much. The game is different over there. It's a changed format, and I'm excited to see what we're going to get coming up today.
I'm very excited as well. I'll tell you why. You know, as somebody who loves calling EU action, let alone the fact that I love watching them play, it's nice to see them under the umbrella of the Caps Gaming Showcase, underneath Caps as a whole. I'm really looking forward to that, let alone the fact I get to do it with you. We'll be joined by B Major shortly as well. And this is interesting. We're going to get to see two different styles of hockey across one day of coverage. We're going to be delivering you two broadcasts, right? So one here at 2 p.m. You're watching it right now, Eastern time. One at 9 p.m. Eastern, and that'll be our North American coverage. Both series are going to be best of three. We hope to bring you some great action. And Lime, how's it feel? It's an interesting little dynamic we're in today, but I'm excited.
Hey, the rink is great. Everything looks fantastic. And that's what I'm most excited about, Nick, is the fact that we get to call two different sides of hockey. Maybe some of the people over here in North America haven't had the chance to see the EU side, and Caps Gaming is giving us that chance today. You're going to be able to watch it at 2 p.m. on this cast, like we're saying now, and then tonight you can come back and see the NA side. I'm very excited for the fans to see the difference in hockey today.
So let's see the difference in hockey. Let's go to the matchup screen right now. We're bringing you hREDS versus Herlev Eagles, and I'll tell you what here, Lime, why not start off with a bang, right?
Oh, I know hREDS very well. Got to enjoy them over in EU, and they are good. Listen to these numbers, Nick. They have 311 games played with 250 wins. These guys have an 80% win rate, and they know how to do it with guys like King Apes on the back end, Nicky Dangles on the front end. They know how to clean things up.
They definitely know how to clean things up. They know how to play well, and that's not to say we may see some sparks and some fire from this very competitive bracket we have in the EU under this umbrella in Herlev. I got a couple of names I've seen across the time here calling some EU hockey. It's nice to see Karani, Sandello, King in there on the right side. So it's going to be a fun matchup. Obviously, hRED's the odds-on favorite as the multi-time champions, but nevertheless, we should see some interesting hockey here, won't we?
Yeah, no, the Eagles, they've been around for a long time, so you definitely can't count them out. They've got a 52% win rate. That's still above 50%, which is very good. So I'm excited to see the hockey that we get between hREDS and the Eagles. Let's now jump down to our guy, B Major, who's got some info for us.
Thanks, Lime. Appreciate it. And like you guys alluded to, I am really, really excited for this matchup to not only get to call games on the NA side, but now the EU side, being with the Caps here in the Caps Gaming Showcase. And this matchup really interesting. Obviously, you said with hREDS, everyone knows who they are on the EU side. They've won championships, a star-studded cast, guys with Nicky Dangles and Benito and Vili Poika, those guys have been around forever. They've won championships. They've been together a long time. We know what they can do, and we know the caliber team that they are. They are in that upper echelon for not just teams in the EU, but teams around the globe. Herlev, they're looking to submit themselves in that same respect. If they can get a win against hREDS tonight, / today, a little matinee action, depending on what side of the pond you are on, but Herlev looking to establish themselves as that same class as hREDS, they're going to really want to do that. And I think that they'll really come in playing fast, looking to establish their game against a really high competitive team that they would love to compete with here in the end of this thing come playoff time.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Major. And I think any team that comes out with a win against hREDS is going to be a happy and can wear that on their sleeves, so to speak, Major. These Eagles guys have been around for a long time, so they definitely know what they're doing. We're going to see a slower hockey game on the other side of the pond. These guys love to trap. They love to move the puck around. We're not going to see much jump and chase. The skill level of the passing is uncanny over there in Europe, isn't it, Major?
Yeah, absolutely. It has a much more strategic feel to it. Everything is like a chess match. One move leads to another. You never know what is going to happen. If one mistake happens, it can lead to a goal happening, even if it's just in the slightest way, just being a little bit out of position, that pass maybe being an inch or two off. I think that if Herlev can come in, minimize those mistakes, and play a clean game, you never know what can happen. They're going to look to pull off this upset against a really good hREDS team, but like we said, we know what hREDS is capable of doing.
Yeah, we definitely do. And I believe it sounds like we are ready to get some action going here, aren't we?
That's exactly right, Lime. We are here. I'm so excited to be calling this with you. We have some high energy action here tonight. It's going to be hREDS versus Herlev, and I'm just looking forward to some NHL 22 competitive esports hockey, right?
Oh, I've never been so excited to call some EU action. Who's going to make the first mistake? Where's the first shot going to go? Penguin, we're about to find out, and I'm ready for you to call it, my friend.
I'm so ready to do this with you. hREDS in those infamous red jerseys going north on your screen. Herlev in the whites going south. It is Caps Gaming Showcase, the newest season EU, presented to you by Leidos and powered by Leaguegaming. Quick strike here off the rip, bouncing off the goalie there. Take and back in still. King of Apes holding it at the line, cycles around, and we'll get our first penalty here on a delay, touched up, and a big body hit there will begin a early power play for the team in red.
Questionable. That looks a little shoulder to shoulder. I'm not sure if you're going to give a 5 for that one, but you know, the Stripes made the call, and now it's going to be a tough kill here for the Eagles. You don't want to give up 5 this early. We'll see what they can do, Nick.
For our new viewers to EU hockey, we know we have a lot of loyal NA fans, North American fans of esports, Caps Gaming hockey. Expect a lot of pressure here and a lot of patience by the EU team, as you're seeing right there, but we touch upon it, and now we'll have a 4-on-4, so that may go away, where speed may take over for a little bit here, Lime.
Well, this is a little different. I wasn't expecting penalties off the rip. You know, that's not something you usually see across the pond. These guys are very disciplined, but 4-on-4 hockey right now.
Feeling some things out. We'll have King of Apes taking it down the line, beating his man up the right side, passed in front, wrist shot, score! And starting it off early, the left D, Domi there, bringing it home with a goal, the opening goal of the Caps Gaming Showcase.
Domi coming down, and what a pinch to activate from the point. Just a gorgeous shot out front, a nice pass across, finding him open, but that's exactly what you see from hREDS. They're very famous for activating their D in King of Apes and Domi. Watch for that here in this tournament in the Caps Gaming Showcase presented on Leaguegaming.
That's exactly right, and especially King of Apes is a very offensive-minded right defender. Maybe some may akin him to a Victor Hedman, if you will, in terms of talent and just offensive power, as that stretch pass there intercepted, poked through the middle, and sent along. That should be icing, as they do get to it. 16:45 to go. Lime, I was saying, you know, King of Apes, MVP across the board in EU hockey. They've been around a long time, and They definitely play a very offense-forward style. Once he gets activated, expect danger. We saw it there, and his D partner finished it off as we have the face-off in their end right now. Picked up on the right side. Karani leveled there by the goal scorer that opened up. Now we're back through neutral ice. 30 seconds to go here on this 4-on-4. Wide open hockey coach as we take it up the right side. Nick Dangles. Back around, he'll give it back to himself. Wraparound chance there, broken up and pushed on by Kingen. He'll clear it along. That one's poke checked at the blue line. And a power play afoot here for hREDS, still on the 5 minutes. So 2 minutes and 10 seconds. But no, we're another penalty here as I said that.
Yeah, whoops, you might have just heard me say, oh no, as I watched that one go right over the wall. 5-on-3 for a full 2 minutes here, Nick.
2 minutes, 5-on-3, hREDS on a huge advantage here. Oh, trying the pass over for Villapoika, and he couldn't connect. So King of Apes trying to bring this back in. He will drop pass for himself. Give and go up the right side. Now lefty shot saved there, and a nice glove read following in, not letting a second goal get in for that left defense.
Yeah, you love seeing that between Nicky Dangles and King of Apes. They play give and go down the back and move the puck over for a shot. Great job, great scoring chance here for hREDS.
Love to see it. And that one's bouncing. It's dangerous, and he'll hang on. We'll do the draw again. EU not going to throw it out, and as some may say in North America, it's only December, so they won't throw it out either, will they?
No, and it's only going to be January next month, so we'll see what we get in the offensive draw.
Face-off draw, one back. Again, wrist shot trying to come across the body there by Benito. He's getting active here on this power play. 1 minute left. Slap shot, scores. Make no mistake about it. That's his second goal of the game on a huge power play opportunity for hREDS.
And you see Nicky Dangles throwing the pass in and getting it over. What a great goal there by Domi. And that's what we talked about here, Nick. It's the activation of the defense. It's massive for hREDS. Their forwards drag the defenders down. I know it's a 5-on-3, but they still bring them down below the hash marks. Once they suck them down below the hash marks, they move the puck back to the point, and they activate their defense for a great slap shot goal.
Great analysis there. Nicky Dangles with 2 assists already. Can he make it 3? Quick one touch, trying to come across wing to wing. And Dangles trying to get his first goal of the game. He couldn't. That one's flipped along, cross ice pass. And Herlev just trying to reset and slow things down. Still 20 seconds to go on this man advantage. In the zone again. Held up center point, back right side. King of Apes looking for lanes in front. That one's tipped and still kept out. Penalty finally expires. Wraparound chance couldn't get there from the point as everybody was pinching. And we're finally back to, as my good friend Drew Goldfarb says, 5v5, 6v6 hockey as a stretch pass there. Intended up for Karani was intercepted by the defensive hREDS as they continue on. 12 minutes to go here in the first period. A lot of action so far. 2 goals scored, one of them on a huge power play opportunity. 2-0 hREDS as they're back on the attack. Bringing it up the right side. Slap shot there. Kick saved by Teak and will continue on. Recovered in the left side area. Picked up, wrist shot on, and that one's pushed aside quickly, but still in the zone. Now, Villapoika's got it behind the net. Here we go again. Fight initiated. I don't think that was intentional, rather a hold that turned into a fight, but nevertheless, we're going to get another penalty and a that's a hook on Herlev as they just cannot catch a break now.
Yeah, it's tough. You know, the first 10 minutes of hockey here, we have only seen 1 minute and 13 seconds of 5-on-5. So a little bit of different play style here, but maybe Domi can get his hat trick.
We'll see if he does. A couple of shots and opportunities in front there. Flipped along, but covered nicely by the goalkeeper for Herlev, trying to keep his team in the game amongst a barrage of shots so far. 9:20 to go here in the first opening period of the Caps Gaming Showcase, presented to you by Leidos. Back on the power play here. King of Apes, quick give and go. Broken up there nicely by Jubins as he'll send it along, and no icing there because they're on the power play. Play will continue up through center. That pass for his D partner didn't get picked up at first, but they'll recover and take it through the neutral zone. Now on the attack yet again. We've said that a lot for hREDS so far. Couple of dangles there, not by the name of the player, but instead by the team in hREDS as they go back to chase it one more time. Final 10 seconds on the man advantage. This should be killed off nicely, and it will be as King of Apes is leveled on the right-hand side. A quick opportunity here if they can get the poke check. They do on the attack. Karani, great back checking by Domi as that one's broken up in the corner. Good move there by hREDS trying to stave off that attack as Herlev was looking for the quick strike and they almost got there. That breakout attempt dismissed and denied. Dangerous opportunity in front as Benito almost gave that one up against FaZe, who you haven't heard his name much because it's been silent in the defensive end for hREDS their line.
Yeah, and he doesn't mind that, but when he is asked to the task, he does a very good job. I've seen FaZe lots. He knows when it's his time.
Great heads-up play there by Domi to try to keep that in. He couldn't, but yet keeps the attack from going the other way. We're offside, 4:07 to go here in the first.
So maybe we'll get a little bit of 5-on-5 hockey here, and the Eagles can kind of get to work. They haven't had much chance because they've been in the box. They need to turn things up here and build some momentum to move into the second period.
As play is underway yet again in the final quarter of the first period. Under 3 to play here coming up as hREDS is just looking to pour on the pressure. Slowing things down will be Take. He'll hang on for another draw, and man, I almost want to say we haven't seen Herlev's offense yet because they just haven't had, like you said, the 5-on-5 play. As I say that, a beautiful pass from Benito to Nicky Dangles, and that is the third goal of the first period. It is 3-0 hREDS.
I've seen hREDS do this multiple times, and one thing about hREDS is they're so dangerous on the offensive zone faceoff because they have a bag of plays. It's not just this one play that you're seeing where Nicky gets his first goal. They've got 3 or 4 of these plays that are so successful. This one ends up being a win back. The winger comes in and grabs it in Vilopoika, and Nicky knows to cut right to that back door. He gets behind the goalie and makes an easy tap in. What a pass by Vilopoika, and it's 3-0 hREDS.
So another draw here for hREDS. A poke check there, picked up now by Jubins. He's got it, lost it. But it's finally in the offensive end for Herlev. Can they get this one off of the rush? They cannot. Play still loose, though. Trying to scoop it up. Dream Mickey, he's got it. Lost it just as quickly as I said that. Still recovered in the zone, though. Good keep there. Sandello. Slap shot in. Doesn't connect. Final 45 seconds of the period. As Vilopoika takes it down the other way now. Nicky Dangles. Hot stick on all sides of the ice now. Poke check through King of Apes. And that one's thrown out. Sandello will recover it behind the net. Sent out to the left side there in King. And it's back into the goalie, though, as he'll throw it out again. Time will expire. And that is going to do it. A lot of energy, a lot of activity, and, of course, a lot of work by the goalie for Herlev, trying to keep this thing one alive. It is 3-0 for hREDS.
Yeah, hREDS have really been pouring it on here. You've noticed it with the face-off plays. The power play has been quite successful. Nonetheless, the Eagles have been quite good in killing things off as well. Shots 10 for hREDS, and that's all we've seen. We haven't got to get a taste here of the Eagles offense, and that's what you were hearing Nick say. It's 3:39 time on attack to 44 seconds. The passing percentage is very, very strong with hREDS. They're great in the dot, and that is the penalty minutes is what you're noticing is so lopsided. 9 minutes in penalties. You saw the 5-minute major. We'll see if momentum can be built up here for the Eagles moving into period number 2.
Thank you, Lime. Exactly right there. Period number 2 underway. Can Herlev turn this thing around? He might be able to. Nick DeMeo, B Major, King Lime, all here on the call. Caps Gaming Showcase presented to you by Leidos, powered by Leaguegaming, and we're here, period number 2 of opening day here on the Caps Gaming Showcase for Europe. We're excited to be here. Glad to have you there on this matinee on the East Coast here at the beginning of December. Hope everyone is safe and having a happy holiday season so far, as Vilopoika definitely is with hREDS. Shot on there. Benito trying to tuck that one behind the goalie. Can't do it. Still in, though. Domi back down low, trying to recover it. Vilopoika, he'll get there. Met at the corner by Kingen. And leveled there was Nicky Dangles again. Kingen just throwing the body across the ice as much as he can, trying to get their team with some momentum here. Can they get there? Stick lift. That was nice by Nicky Dangles. He'll keep it in for hREDS. That slap shot comes on. Not a lot of power on it. Trying to get the rebound, and Duomi will pick it up at center. 5 minutes gone so far, quicker period so far here in period number 2, the middle frame of game number 1 in this best of 3 between these two teams here in the opening day of Caps Gaming Showcase. That one poked along nicely. Nikki Dangles will recover with speed, 3-on-1 opportunity, looking for King of Apes, couldn't connect with that behind the back dangle, and that one will exit the zone and flutter along. Will he get there first? No, FaZe will pick it up instead, loose puck in front though, dangerous opportunity as Benito will try to keep that one at bay and away from harm, and he did so, but also got leveled at the red line there, and then the blue line was Villapoica. Now Sandello trying to just keep this momentum going for his team as they've had a couple of scoring opportunities come off of a weird couple of rushes, and here they go on the attack again. But that blue line play for hREDS, we've called it with EU, they will suffocate at the blue line. Wrist shot there, short side attempt, and a good save by Herlev will hang on. 10:34.
Well, we finally get the excitement of the 5-on-5 high-speed hockey here. Yeah, it's just so exciting. We saw the play with FaZe in the defensive zone for hREDS. Probably the Eagles' best scoring chance. They need to build on that one.
Face-off draw wraparound chance there. The two wingers going back on the attack. Slap shot doesn't get through. Second chance does on the backhand. Not a lot on it. Still in the zone, and that's going to be another penalty coming up here on the delay. That's going to be Karani going back to the box here again for that trip. Second shot there, bounced off the goalie, back behind. King of Apes going to work here. Goalie's out, extra man is on, but that's touched up here. So we will see another penalty. I think that's the broadcaster's curse line.
Yeah, a little bit of the caster's curse, and the boys going right back to the box. So I'm unfortunate that I was just saying that there, Nick, but we'll see if hREDS gets a offensive zone face-off. It looks like they're setting up for one.
Going aggressive here, hREDS. Nikki Dangles off to the D. Good poke check there. That was nice to see by Jubins, who's getting a little bit more aggressive in this middle frame of game number 1, trying to feel everyone out. Like we said, best of 3, so even if they drop 1, they still have 2 more to try to pick up the series. As it's still in the zone. Penalty time, about a minute left. Spun around, good chance there for Villapoica. And Villapoica going to work here with a lot of shots on. King of Apes will cover at center point. Back up right side. Nikki Dangles. Give and go again. They'll give it and go it a lot. The passing is what hRED's strong suit really is. In addition to their offensive firepower from the defensive side, as that stretch pass intended for Jubins was broken up by hREDS. They'll take it back on again. Back to 5v5 hockey. We're full strength here with 6:17 to go here in the second period. Domi back in, leaving the 1-2 over to Benito. Just couldn't connect on that, and the defense finally looking strong on even strength hockey for Herlev. They'll have to keep it that way if they want to get back into this game. Under 5 minutes to go here in the second. Back up the right side on the drop pass. Benito gives it back. Nikki Dangles again to Benito. They'll trade a couple of spots, trying to get one through. Can't get there. Villapoica instead. Over to Nikki. Back to Villapoica. And a good effort there by hREDS. Offensive. Oh, no. And as we say that, the curse of the defender, Sandello, tries to pass it along. An errant pass goes in instead. And a heartbreaking circumstance there. A bad set of events as Sandello makes this one 4-0 against his own team.
Well, are we going to get a little taste of every kind of hockey right off the rip here? Wow. That's why you don't ever pass the puck out front. Goes off the goalie's twig and in. And just like that, Nikki gets a free one.
Got a free one, but a goal. They don't ask how. They don't ask how many. They just want to know if you're in the lead. And they are 4-0 here. Icing, 3:02 to go here in the second period. B Major, you've been watching for a while here. I know you've been watching kind of in seeing what's going on between these two teams. What are you seeing right now for Herlev? Can they get back into this one, or is hREDS just going to suffocate it out? Oh, as we say that, Mage, I apologize. FaZe throws it out and makes another goalie mistake. And please comment on that. Did we get cocky there? I don't know what happened, but 4-1 now is your scoreline.
Who says December is too early to throw it out? I mean, realistically, I think a lot of it is just Herlev hasn't been able to sustain that zone time just between the penalties and not being able to get out of their own zone. hREDS has been playing their typical game. Efficient passing, quick but also patient at the same time. Mix that with that chemistry. We see why this team is so dangerous year in and year out, tournament in and tournament out. They've just been displaying that today. I think Herlev really has to put an emphasis on being aggressive and getting in the zone, where there's another goal right there for you from hREDS, Nick.
The offensive pressure just running wild here, Lime, and man, Benito was all over the ice. He was cycling down low twice, finally got a lane, and then a backhand pass puts that one home there for Nicky Dangles as he picks up yet another marker in his points column overall for this game.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal, and he's obviously the main guy here, and he's showing that with his hat trick.
Yeah, we're looking at the stat line here. I think it's 2 goals and now 3 goals and 2 assists on 5 goals scored. One of them, I think they'll count the bounce in off the goalie, but nevertheless, the hat trick goal going to Nicky Dangles, as we hear his name a lot in EU totality for esports, as that one deflected in. I thought that was Benito, but no, Nicky Dangles gets the tip in on that goal, and the scoreline is 5-1 as we go into the 3rd frame.
Yeah, just like that, we're going to be rolling into period number 3 in a 5-1 tilt here. Me and Major were talking about it beforehand, how it was going to be a slow battle, but Major, were we ever wrong?
Yeah, it has been nothing from fast-paced action from the start. I mean, we started out with a 5-minute major and then a 4-on-4 right after that. It seems like ever since then, both of these teams have been really fast-paced, emphasizing on getting to the zone, getting their chances as quickly as possible. It's just that hREDS has really been able to take advantage of that, mixing their game with that style, being able to adapt to the tempo of the game while still not straying away from the way they play. We'll see if Herlev can respond, get a few goals. Still some time left and another game to look at here too, so we'll see how they look into this 3rd period.
Period number 3 underway here. Game number 1 of this best of 3. hREDS versus Herlev. All hREDS so far, starting from that opening flurry of penalties where they picked up a 5-minute major that they could take advantage of. They did so after a 5-on-3 goal. Nicky Dangles all over the place, 5 points on 5 goals. You can't do much better than that. I think maybe one more assist and then the Gordie Howe hat trick if the EU decides to fight for the first time ever. I don't see that happening. But here we are, 17 minutes left to play in this opening game, opening day. I love it. I can smell the fresh sheet of ice, the fresh paint, and the virtual set all ready to go here. Glad to have you there. And we are just excited to have this opportunity to call these games alongside you. As hREDS will pick that up, intended for King of Apes, and that one's steered and tossed aside as Herlev goes back on the attack here, trying to establish some of that zone time that B Major mentioned in the middle commentary there between periods. As a breakaway here, offside though, and just a step off.
Yeah, just a step off is right. The Eagles trying to get something going, and I think you guys have missed out on a couple opportunities here. B Major said it. We got to stay away from the major penalties. Carry on, Nick.
You know, the puns usually are reserved for me, but being in the play-by-play chair, yet again, for the first time in a couple of months, really, I was supporting as a color person. I very much appreciate the pun contributions from my color commentary cohorts. So kudos to you, good sir. And this is going to be an exciting time working with you as the season progresses. I can just taste it as we continue on. 13 minutes to go here in the 3rd period. Wraparound chance and scores! A great goal from a couple of quick passes, and Villapoinka gets his marker on the board there. The left winger said, I want some action too, and he definitely made that happen. A great wraparound stretch pass there from behind the net.
I was going to say, Nick, he's been very quiet, and my man Villapoinka usually isn't. He wanted to get in on it. What a great pass behind the net from Nicky Dangles, and he finds him for the wraparound. That's the 2nd wraparound goal in this hockey game.
Pass there off of Karani's stick. He almost had a step on the defenders there for Herlev, but that one staved off as well as the defense gets active. Even with a 5-goal lead, they're playing like they're still tied 1-1, and that is a definite EU style. You know, if you take a page out of John Tortorella's book, he'll tell you safe is death. EU definitely doesn't play that way. They will play the same way throughout the entire game as an amazing counter attack on the rush. That is a beautiful goal there by the wing pair, Leaguegaming to Villapoika, and add one more to his goal tally here in the third.
These guys are so dangerous, and it doesn't matter what period it's in, and they're showing that. They can turn things around at the drop of a hat. When your team makes a mistake, you better not be playing against hREDS, because Leaguegaming picks that puck up, and he smells blood. He gets that one across to Villapoika, and he's looking for a natural hattie here in the third with 10:15 to go.
The natural hattie in the third. Padding the stats, man, at this point, but hREDS showing that they are a force to be reckoned with despite wherever they want to play a tournament. They will show up and they will look to dominate as the championship caliber team that they are. And Herlev Eagles looking to just try to get out of this period with a couple of things they can learn from what they're seeing from hREDS, which we kind of have alluded to so far, is really just consistency. That's what they do really well, able to recover and be consistent as a 3-on-2 here happens if they hurry. Leaguegaming up to Benito, shot in front. Good save there. That might have bounced off of Sandello. Might have been King in there. Either way, they kept that one from crossing the red line. Still behind the net, though, in front. Benito, chance on, shot. That one doesn't make it through either. Sauce pass intended for Villapoika. Finds the boards instead and over the corner. 3-on-2 back the other way. 3 hREDS jerseys intercepting that pass and keeping Herlev having to keep chasing. As time winds down slowly. Some may say not slowly enough for Herlev. Shot in front, wide open chance, and oh my goodness. Leaguegaming waiting, wishing, wanting, and then doing. He was wide open in the middle of that slot area for another goal here in the third.
Yeah, I think we got to appreciate that pass more than anything. That was filthy. Just the patience, like you spoke about before the hockey game, down in that left-hand corner, and Benito just waits and waits and waits for the lane to open up, catches the defense sleeping, and they're just so dangerous, hREDS. It's so exciting to watch.
You know, I think if you look at play style, and you know what NHL 22, NHL 21, whatever, NHL players, what they do. It's a stretch pass there. Nice backhand chance by King of Apes. Good save there by Teak. Play continues on. I was saying, you know, as an NHL esports player, you kind of expect a game to flow a certain way. So if you go through the motions and you aren't aware of what you're doing, you can have that actually bite you later on in the game, especially when your movements become predictable. And I think there's a certain flow to the game in itself that good teams look to disrupt Lime, and when that happens, whereas under a minute here in the third period, the good teams will find a way to change the way the natural momentum of a player movement will happen. As another goal here happens from Villapoika. That one's waved off, though. We'll have to get a replay on that to see if that one's going to count. It might not. Yeah,
got waved off? Okay, take the crystal ball back, guys. He didn't get the natural hat trick. He didn't get it. Okay.
But I think hREDS, you know, the top teams, and you look at it for North America as well with like Olympia, Entourage, etc. Those teams can change the way their players move that is different from the norm. So you have to account for that. You can't do the standard thing you do as a defender or as a forward. You actually have to change the way you think when you play some of these teams. And I think that's a benefit that the good teams have. They're able to make that happen no matter what year of the game cycle it is.
Right. But hRED's style too is very different. You're seeing King of Apes on a breakaway. You know, name another team in NA that plays esports that has D-men taking breakaways constantly. It just you don't see it. And how do you defend against something you don't know?
As he's there again.
Go ahead. Sorry, there he is. King of Apes coming in and getting one, Nick. Carry on.
That was to your point. You know, King of Apes on the rush. Even this late in the game, they play a very soccer style game where a defender can come up and play. And I know if you're an esports player, if you're a new 6v6 player, you might be online, you might be playing lefty or right D, and you might have somebody chirping in your ear in a random drop-in lobby saying, hey, your defense, get back. They have no earthly concept of how that works, clearly, because, you know, at this point, King of Apes is showing you don't have to do that. You can get active as long as you have a team that will make up for that and cover you and play all positions well. They can do that as we have the final scoreline here. 9-1 your final score. 3 in the first, 2 in the second, and a third in 3 more in the third. As your player of the game, obviously Leaguegaming brings home 9 points on 9 goals. I don't think you can do better than that. As that's it, game number 1. We have 2 more games to go, but the first one definitively in the bag for the champs in hREDS.
Yeah, just a fantastic outing there by hREDS, and they come up and they show exactly why they deserve to be here. Major, we talked about this previously to the game, and wow, were you expecting all those penalties in the first period, and then the slowdown in the second, then the drive home in the third?
Yeah, kind of like how penalties got started early. It's almost like the commentator's curse got started early. We said just before the game, mistakes were going to be key on the difference for this game. If Herlev wanted to win this game, they're going to have to make sure to not make those miscues. They start out with a 5-minute penalty, maybe a little iffy depending on how you would view that, but hREDS established their game from that point on. They stayed in the zone, they stayed attacking. I mean, we saw right there, 25 shots over 10 minutes time on attack, 9 goals, obviously. They're a team that plays with a lot of guile, and that chemistry shows up. Everyone's out there scoring, whether it be left D or right D. I thought that FaZe was going to go in and pull a little bit of Martin Brodeur, bring it back to him, and get that 10th goal for himself. So hREDS just playing that typical game and taking advantage of the mistakes that the Eagles made. I know they're going to want to clean that up here for game 2.
Yeah, they definitely need to clean it up in a big way, Major. You don't want to come out with a 5-minute Major, as that put them behind the 8 ball in a big way, I'd say. They carried on. They had 9 minutes in penalties in the first period. What do the Eagles have to do in game number 2 to kind of switch things around and get themselves back in a scenario to win this hockey game?
I think a lot of it, and obviously this is a little bit easier said than done when you're playing a team of the caliber of hREDS, but I think just being able to establish the way that they want the game to go. They weren't really able to do that because of the penalties. hREDS started out with that 5-minute power play, and then that got followed up with another power play for hREDS, and after that, hREDS really controlled the way that this game flowed. I know it was a lot faster paced than anybody really expected to, especially with the style that EU games are typically played, but hREDS was able to adapt and control the game and play it the way they wanted to, and the Eagles were kind of just at the mercy of that. So if they can just establish the way that they want to play the game, stay out of the box and get some zone time, anything can happen from there. So right. I expect a much more competitive game too. We'll see if the Eagles can adjust, stay out of the box, establish their tempo, and I would expect a much more competitive game than what we saw in game 1 from the Eagles, because they do not want to go down like that.
Right. And, game 1 was a little bit of luck and a lot of skill. As we saw, I believe it was Sandello who ended up throwing a pass off the middle, went off the goalie's twig and went in. So I think just cleaning things up in the defensive zone for the Eagles, moving the breakouts up the wings and getting those guys to drop back, because you notice the D-Man and Doomy and King of Apes, they come up so high and they're always pinching. Why don't you talk a little bit about how offensive the defense is?
Yeah, and I think Nick alluded to it best. It's almost like a soccer style. You don't really see that a lot in hockey games, where it's typically where defensive players are going up, playing that offensive game. More it's taught, stay back, play your position, stay in the blue line, go back, and then play the way you're supposed to, and focus on that defensive aspect. But guys like King of Apes and Doomy are not afraid to go up, push the play, get goals for their side. Most goals win the game. They prove that with getting all 5 guys involved in the offensive zone. I expect them to do a lot more of that, just as much as they did in the first game here in game 2.
And that's right. It was a 9-1 hockey game in game 1 for hREDS against the Eagles. And game 2 is going to be an exciting one, isn't it, Nick?
Yeah, it really is. Thanks, guys. Wow, what a showing from hREDS to come out firing in the first game of the first day of the first time that EU has showed up for Caps. It was all fitting for a team of that caliber to just come out and take a shot and show that they're here to play. And Herlev really got a couple of things going. Unfortunately, they just have, a couple of bad bounces go against their way. And, just getting that momentum early really can change the momentum of the game. Nick DeMeo, aka F5 Penguin, alongside it's King Lime, Tegan Blair, and B Major joining us as analysis as well for this Caps Gaming Showcase presented to you by Leidos and powered by Leaguegaming. Lime, I know you've done a couple of EU things before. I don't think they've missed a step. They're here, and the EU can play, and we saw that here just now as we get into game number 2 of this best of 3.
Yeah, just the quick passing of the EU, I think, Nick, is my favorite. I am on the edge of my seat when I commentate. You guys can't see me, but I am biting my nails. I'm as in this as they are. And it's just so exciting to watch. And the puck movement, the defense getting the right spots. You have Doomy, who gets in on those hash marks. And he gets in so deep for the one-timer from Nicky Dangles. It's just so phenomenal to see those guys, and I'm just so excited for game number 2 to watch these EU guys play their style of hockey.
I am too. It's always fun to watch the different styles. I've always said I would love to see the two teams connect on like a Bermuda server, EU versus NA, and just kind of see the two things kind of come together and how that would shake out. And I think if you let them play 100 times, they might split them, 51-49. But nevertheless,
Right.
We are ready for another game here for this opening day. I'm so excited as the teams are about to match up and line up. Let's get back into game 2, shall we?
Why not? It's going to be an exciting one, just like game number 1 was. We got to remind you, it was a 9-1 battle, but the Herlev Eagles, they have something to prove here now with nothing to lose, Nick.
Nothing to lose indeed. A best of 3. They've got to win 2 here to take this series. And as a reminder, all of the matchups here were randomly drawn to start the seeding. But as we move forward in this modified format, teams will play similar rankings and records as we move through the several weeks of regular season play we have here. So it's very important for Herlev to get up ahead here and move their way up the ladder, as the better teams will continuously be better as the season progresses. So we'll have to see what they can do. hREDS in the white jerseys this time, as they are the away team in game number 2. Herlev in those dark black and gold trimmed jerseys as the pressure mounts on. Chipped along for Jubins. He'll throw that in. That was intended for Karani, but an icing will be the call, as we just kicked off. 1 minute and 5 seconds gone so far in this first period, and I expect to see more of the same from hREDS line.
Yeah, they're going to get a chance here on the face-off. We'll see if they get one of those plays.
We'll have to see if they do. hREDS won the first game 9-1. As we welcome in the audience here, twitch.tv/Capitals, for this Caps Gaming Showcase opening bout.
Well, it's the Eagles who are going to have to move the puck around here in the offensive zone, Nick, because they're going to get a chance with a taste of offense here. Here comes hREDS now as they move the puck into the zone and take over. They'd like to activate Domi.
Yes, they do. And Domi all over the ice. I think he scored the first one in game number 1. So a little bit kind of like picking up from King of Apes, if you will, of how he likes to play. So back in action here. Nicky Dangles trying to pick that one up and throw it in past the net, short side. Can't get there. He'll wait along the boards. Backwards pass through, and a couple of weird bounces, but hRED's able to get a shot on. That one saved by Teak as Benito back skates through the slot area. Out to Nicky Dangles. Back into Benito. Shot, score! Benito, with the patience, the timing, and the determination, got the goalie sliding over, and he puts it back across the way he came. It's 1-0 hREDS.
Yeah, and just like that, a 1-0 hockey game. And hREDS picks off exactly where they left off, didn't they, Nick? As they come out with a great pass out front. Similar goals to game 1, and here we go, 1-0.
1-0 your scoreline, as hREDS, just like you said, doing what they did in game number 1. Herlev has yet to see offensive time on attack just yet, as they go offside here. And I think Herlev's got to not play a bend but don't break attitude. They actually might have to be more aggressive as they continue on through this game. I think the waiting for the opportunities just isn't there for them right now.
Yeah, it's definitely not. But how do you get opportunities against a team that plays like hREDS? They're just as offensive out there as defenses, and Nicky almost... Wow.
He puts one in off the flying poke check, and an amazing goal there. And I liked what I saw there from Tiki. He dove out to try to stop that one. Unfortunately, it didn't work. Nevertheless, here, Nicky Dangles gets another one, and that one kind of trickled in over the top of the goalie.
Yeah, just like that, they get one on the backhand on the breakaway there, and the speed of Nicky Dangles created that, didn't it, Nick?
It really did. He took off to the races, and he was gone. Once he got a couple of steps on the defense, there's no stopping him. You have to just be ready for that to occur, and you have to know where he is on the ice at all times. That definitely happened there, and he put it home. When he gets the puck on his stick, it's very rare that he won't find a scoring opportunity. He did so there, and it's 2-0 now. hREDS up by 2 in the middle portion of this first period of game number 2. Pushed along the boards now. A couple of sticks will jar at it, and out comes Herlev. Looking to break out of the zone, they do. Flipped along the boards, and still up now for Jubens. Got it again. Going forehand, can't get there. Good poke check by Domi. Thrown across the back of the cage, and received by the left defender that was aforementioned. As they move it along, intercepted backwards pass, though. That's Jubens keeping it in play. He's got it. Quick couple of strikes up to Karani. Karani's up on the play, trying to fight and get something going here. Jubens now 3 men down below the left side area, and that delayed slap shot broke up across the right side, picked up by King of Apes, but it's still in the zone. They finally clear now with 6:10 to go, and they'll move it along to the offensive end. King of Apes picking it up on the trailing move. Backhand chance by Benito, and Teak will hold on. That was the best offensive opportunity we've seen so far from Herlev.
Yeah, Herlev finally getting a good scoring chance, and I'd almost go far enough to say this is the first one in both games, Nick, that was their best. It's only a 2-0 hockey game. They're definitely having a way better start to this one.
Absolutely, as we got icing there, 5:10 to go here now in the first. A much better start despite the scoreline, and as long as you can keep it a manageable 2-goal lead, I think the cliche soundbite in every single NHL since '99, is that when they started commentary? Nevertheless, was that a 2-goal lead is the most dangerous lead, but unfortunately, when you try to trip up Nicky Dangles and you take a penalty, that might reduce the momentum you got so far.
Yeah, that's right. Look for the face-off play, Nick, here. I'm going to give it right back to you.
Off the draw. Duomi. That's it right there. Villapoica. Set play. Set goal. 3-0.
It's like we've done this before or something. What a goal. Great face-off play. Villapoica gets the one-timer, and just like I said, there's so many of these plays hREDS have. They play together all the time, and it's just a joy to get to watch them.
3-0 now in the late stages of the first period. Villapoica on the scoreboard now this game. Slap shot in. Hits a man in front. That was Sandello. Blocked that shot from hitting the net or the goalkeeper. He'll lay it along and gave it up to Dream Mickey. Loses it as soon as he enters the zone. King of Apes will recover and send it along. He's got it back on his stick. Stops up short. Villapoica around the backside of the net to the left. Now 3 men in front. Another empty net here. A delayed penalty. And here we go again. The penalties being the dagger for the team in black right now.
Yeah, and that's just both games. We saw 9 minutes in penalties in the first period. We'll see what we get here, but you can't take penalties against a team like this.
Definitely not, as Benito will hold it and trying to find a pass for Duomi and can't get there. They'll recover and reset to try to get back in the zone to maybe make this 4-0 before the period ends, and Benito off the intercepted pass deflection finds it on his stick. And here we go. The pressure mounting now for Herlev.
Yeah, it's just been deep and deep and deeper as they are in the right place at all the time. That one even went off a skate, Nick, and it went right to Benito, who was in the right place. It's just great stuff here from hREDS, but a great kill here from the Eagles.
Under a minute here in this first period, as that one was banked, cleared, and now back in the attacking end for hREDS. That one's dumped along again, and let's see who punches it out of the corner. That's going to be sauced along. Nice little sauce there with a side of pasta, but instead a pass there for Herlev instead. A couple of sticks will fight at it as the time will expire. Your scoreline here looks a little bit like it did in the first period of game number 1. hREDS 3, Herlev 0.
Yeah, they definitely came in with a 6-0 start, but Major, things are looking a little bit better for Eagles. Not much, but definitely better.
Yeah, definitely a lot better here for Herlev. I know it's going to be easy for everyone watching, seeing the 0 shots in the 34 seconds. I get that. But defensively, I think Herlev has played a decent game for the most part, especially considering who they are playing in hREDS. I think, like we said at the beginning of this game, a lot of it is just getting that zone time and establishing their game on the offensive end. hREDS just hasn't allowed them to do that. We'll see if Herlev can break through and get something going here in the second period.
Second period underway here for this Caps Gaming Showcase, presented to you by Leidos and powered by Leaguegaming. It's Herlev on the attack here, establishing some zone time, trickled in front, dangerous chance, and that one's battled aside to the right-hand corner and picked up along behind the net now and moved up for King of Apes. Now Benito, 2-on-1, back the other way. Nicky Dangles was there trailing, but Benito takes the shot after a beautiful move, and T-Kang's on for the draw.
What a toey as he walked right around the defender King in there, and great scoring chance, but wasn't able to find the mat.
Face-off draw, one that time. Jubins will pick it up. His shot doesn't get through. Sandello slowing things down. Just have to get one here as they look to do that. And a swarming forecheck by hREDS suffocates that out at the blue line, and they'll go back to try again. Jubins now 2-on-2. Quick back-checking by Nicky Dangles will cancel out that counter-attack. And we'll go back the other way. Here's a chance, though. Karani, a lot of men on him. He's bumped off the puck. And those little bumps here in NHL 22 can be dangerous. We see it again. Nicky Dangles now up on the puck, but a delayed penalty yet again will deflate the attacking momentum. And that is the case of the game so far, Lime, is that every time Herlev starts up, they get slowed down again.
Yeah, it's just way too many trips to the sin bin. So many guys from the Eagles have been going. It's like a revolving door, and it's unfortunate because if they played 5-on-5 hockey, they'd probably have a great chance.
Definitely agree with that, as hREDS back on the power play. They've had a number of them so far in this series as they look to get one more goal here, as the speed just through that little circle dot, face-off dot, the hash mark area. They come in big and they hit the hash marks, they force it through the middle, and they find a way to keep the puck. And that's skill stick. And not in the skill stick that you think the name of the game is, but that's skill of the stick line, the ability to move around with very fine movements to get around the defenders.
Yeah, the nimbleness of the thumbs, Nick, is I'd like to say is it's just great to see here from one side as they're able to maneuver so quickly.
hREDS stolen, now still in the zone. Can they recover? They will. Two men in the corner, though. Out comes with it is Jubin, as they fight for the puck along the boards, and that one's flipped back out, and we're back to even strength. 5v5. King of Apes with speed now. Good poke check there by Karani, as he's been all over the ice trying to get his team agitated, motivated, and highly dedicated to put one behind face, as only one went in game one, and that was from an errant pass out. And maybe a broadcaster's curse. Jubin's there with a wrist shot, though, and oh my goodness, there's life in Herlev. Jubin's with a laser top cheese, and that's a 1-goal marker, cutting into the lead here in the second period.
Great individual effort there for Jubins to get himself into the zone and rip that puck home in the high slot, Nick. And that's what you need when you're down. You need those shots on net. And he comes over the line. He lets one rip. And in 22, you see those shots from just outside the high circles go in a lot of the time. He ended up getting in the slot there. Perfect spot to shoot. And what a snipe.
As Lil Jon may say, two-time Emmy and Grammy nominated Lil Jon. Shots, 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 everybody. And Jubin did it there, and it capitalized. 3-1 your scoreline now as Herlev ties into things and trying to bring it back level. Shot in front there. Benito looking for a chance. That one's deflected off of a couple of bodies. Still in the right corner. Out comes with it. Oh, as Dowmy tried to pick up that puck that was bouncing past his stick and almost turned into a 3-on-1 chance the other way. They'll fight that off and go back on the attack. Delayed slap shot by King of Apes. That one's deflected aside as well. Doesn't make it to the goalie, but that one will, and get past the goalie. A beautiful pass that might have tipped off somebody there, but Villapoica puts it home, and now it's 4-1.
And that was a very, very important goal, Nick. If it would have went the other way to Herlev, they may have been able to crawl back into this hockey game. Jubins gave him a chance, but a great job there by the left winger, Villapoica, to put the boys back in front. What a pass out front from behind the net as well, Nick. You're just seeing hREDS come up with goals from all over the ice.
That might be the third or fourth pass we've seen from that location line where, either it's Nicky Dangles or Benito over on the left side down by that red line area, and they just find a way to the middle. So does that tell you that, is it just successful for them to do that, or are they finding a hole in Herlev's defense?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think that the best thing about hREDS is that they're able to adapt to the teams they're playing. Most teams play their game, where the skill of hREDS, they adapt and overtake. And that's, I think, is just what we're seeing here, as we are seeing a little bit of a different style of hockey game than game one.
Slightly different indeed, a lot more fast-paced, and usually hREDS is methodical. As that Omaha pass off the back of the boards bounces to Nicky Dangles, and he will do as his namesake says and dangled himself into another goal. It's 5-1 for hREDS.
And you were kind of talking about the quickness of the thumbs, and how quick is he able to bring that puck to his forehand and back to his backhand and score. That is phenomenal. 200 IQ from the D-man with the Omaha play, and look at how quick he drags that over to his backhand and scores, Nick. Phenomenal stuff by Nicky Dangles.
Beautiful, beautiful goal there. And that really tells you, to your point of what you said a couple of minutes prior, is that hREDS can adapt. They did so there. They saw a flaw in the defense. They took advantage of it and were able to strike quickly, as they've got a great lead now as that slap shot's wrapped around the boards and picked up by Herlev. They'll start again, trying to get something going, but they can't there. Benito, backhand chance. Good save by Teak, as he'll slow things down yet again. Just under 100 seconds to go in the middle frame of game number 2.
I think Benito was trying to take a play out of Nicky's book as he was trying to find him backhand, but Teak, I think he had enough of those.
I think so, as Benito was all over the ice. Couple of tips in front. Wow. Good chance there. Bounced off of a stick, a skate, and that one there finally gets back in. The persistence of hREDS not giving up after the first or second rebound opportunities, but instead going at it again until it works. They did so there, and it's now 2 pairs of 3, 6-1, your scoreline here in the second.
Well, when this game started off, Nick, it was looking like it was going to be closer, but just the takeoff here in the second period, and I think the penalties are what attributes to that.
I think you're right. The penalties did not start them well for each of the 2 periods so far, and that's been the dagger for them as time will expire here. 6-1 as we go into the third.
Just like that, we get ourselves into the third period in this 6-1 hockey game. Great stuff here by hREDS. What do you think, Major?
Yeah, and I mean, you alluded to it. I mean, it looked like this game was going to be pretty close. Herlev got that one goal. It was a beautiful goal there in the second period that they got to make it 3-1, and then after that, it's like just at the flip of a switch, hREDS just turned it on, and all of a sudden the goals are just coming in droves for them. And something that's been a bit of a pattern for Herlev, interestingly enough, they've been taking a decent amount of penalties, haven't taken as many since that first period, the first 4 periods of these 2 games. hREDS was only 1 for 6 on the power play in that first game, and they've only had the 1 power play goal in this game. So the penalty kill for Herlev has probably been the best aspect of their game so far. It's just even strength. They haven't been able to maintain possession time and get out of their own defensive zone. We'll see if they can coordinate some type of response here, but hREDS looks to be pretty in control of this game with how they're playing so far.
One more period for hREDS to close this out. Herlev needs a heroic showing if they want to tie this up and force game 3. We'll have to see what they can do here. As Benito back on the attack, back skates into a would-be checker. He's bumped off of it, still in the zone though. Back to Benito. Quick passes. Out comes with it. Jubens looking for the puck, but he can't recover. Back in the zone now. They're going to go give chase. Beats out the icing. And another beautiful rapid pass. And the rapid passing is really the key to hRED's success. They're able to move it off the stick as quick as they get it That's been a dangerous move for them so far in this series.
Look at that, Nick, as there's a goal. As I wanted to leave it open for you as Villapoica comes in and starts it off 7-1.
Villapoica again netting one. I believe that's his 4th or 5th goal in this series so far. As they are pouring it on right now, the team is firing on all cylinders. And hREDS going to work here. It's just a beautiful thing to see. They're clicking. Everything seems to be working for them, Lime.
Even on that play there, Nick, you notice the pass comes in front. It actually goes off one of hRED's sticks and pops back out to Villapoica. It's where you are on the ice. It's 200 IQ hockey. If these guys don't have the puck, they're in a position to score. And that's why they're so successful.
As you see it there, the wingers trying to buy some space as we'll finally have a stoppage here. But again, interference now your call. This time on Herlev one more time. And I think it's been, what, 1 penalty to about 9 for Herlev in the ratio between hREDS and Herlev, yeah?
Yeah, I would say, give or take 2 minutes. It's just been so heavy on the Eagles side, Nick.
And the Eagles have to soar their way out of another penalty here, as that's a nice interception by Jubens. He's been the star on the team so far, I think. That one's stolen away nicely, but Dowmy puts the body on. 3 men down low. As, no, we'll get a penalty here on hREDS. I guess that is the commentator's curse, as we say yet again. 4-on-4 hockey for about a minute here. We'll see what hREDS does with this little bit of open ice they have, or if Herlev can bank one in and get something going for their team, as they might not take this series, but are looking to build some momentum as they go into next week's matchups. 2-on-1 here the other way. Good back checking there by Sandello, though. King of Apes in the middle slot area. Could not get the shot off. And Villapoica giving chase. Him and Hubens fighting it off. Back behind the net. Resetting. Slap shot there. Found Sandello up to Karani. Poke check free. And back to Sandello again. 1-2 and through the neutral zone. As they're broken up just before the half-board area. Can't get anything into the zone to establish that zone time we keep talking about. Suffocating at that blue line area. As penalty time expires both sides, 11:45 to go here in this game. This best of 3 with hREDS leading 1-0 so far and well in hand here in game number 2.
And I think you're starting to see, Nick, a bit of the showboating come out. I just watched Nicky Dangles put it between his legs, bring it back, and try and score short side. I think we're going to get a taste of a little bit of showmanship here from the guys on hREDS.
Yeah, you may see a little bit of that, and if you're looking for more showmanship, of course, make sure you're tuning in to 9 p.m. Eastern Time right back here for the North America wing or set of games here, as we have a great matchup we're featuring tonight as well in the Caps Gaming Showcase North American League. So don't forget to join us here. Good wrist shot there. FaZe coming over, making that save. He'll throw it out. Play will continue, but you'll find that here, twitch.tv/Capitals, 9 p.m. Eastern Time for the broadcast start. We look forward to having you there, as well as another shot comes in, and another save by FaZe. Keeps the puck out of the end, but hREDS goes on the penalty kill now late in the third.
Well, we get to see a little bit of defensive side from hREDS, maybe, as we'll see if the Eagles can kind of build a bit of momentum moving forward.
Passed along and in on the shorthanded opportunity. That was Dowmy trying to get active again. He's got 4 points already on the night. Looking for another. Poke checked free. And that one squirreled along for Nicky Dangles. As Duomi leaves him out again. Good hit there. Playing two-way hockey across the way. As penalty time winding down here. About a half minute to go here on that penalty. Another stretch lead pass intended for Jubens. Fought back by Dowmy as he's all over the ice one more time. That one's flipped along. Picked up by Nicky Dangles. Centered in front. Good chance, but no shot on as Karani will steer that away. 2-on-2. Back in the zone, looking for the one-timer chance. And now a 3-on-1, short-handed. Villapoica, breakaway, backhand chance, and that one's pushed aside.
So aggressive even on the penalty kill for hREDS. They just know they've got this game in the bag, and they are demanding it.
And you almost can't take your foot off the gas, especially when you're playing teams and establishing your way in a new season. Anytime you take your foot off the gas or show the team something different, that's game tape that they can use against you later online.
Yeah, totally agree. Is you just want to keep your hand or your foot on the gas and not show your hand to the other team if you have different play styles.
As we'll get a delayed penalty here, hREDS back on the power play.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do. Maybe build some momentum to keep moving forward. I think they have enough of it in the 7-1 hockey game, Nick, but we know hREDS loves to score.
They definitely love to score. Final 2 minutes here. Most of it will be penalty time, barring a goal. That one's flipped out, though. Breakaway. Karani on the chance. Backhand chance. Score! And nevertheless, the score line, it's always fun to see a breakaway goal. That one makes it 7-2 on the shorthanded opportunity, but Karani was waiting for it. It was flipped up to him, and he beat FaZe on a nice little backhand there on the one-on-one chance.
Little Omaha, a little different style with the little flip play, but Karani was waiting for almost ever. It was like he was stopped and knew that was coming. He had to have been hollering for it, and he gets a goal to kind of boost the spirits of the Eagles.
Got to go away with something, and you got to say, hey, you know, I'm still here to play despite you guys taking this game in hand. We just put a shorty on your goalie that's been playing stellar for the chances he's got. Of course, now I say EU doesn't fight. The commentator's curse gets me again. Fight broke out.
The goalies are going as well here, Nick. So this is absolutely amazing. I think these EU guys know they're across the pond, and they're letting them know that, here, boys, we want to show you we can do this too. Major, what do you think? We get a player fight, we get a goalie fight. It's a 7-2 hockey game. What a great Tilly today.
Yeah, you know, I knew we had 2 or 3 games on the card. Didn't know we had fights on the card either. It's funny, just as Nick said, oh, EU doesn't fight. I said we can score goals, throw hands, whatever we need to do, we can do it. As you can see, 2 in the box for each side there, or rather, for the Eagles and then 1 for hREDS, but just a dominant performance from hREDS. I think this is one of those games that if you look at it and you say, how do you play Sixes at an elite level? This is one of those tapes that you look at for hREDS. They have just been doing everything that you can to win a game, whether it be using the cycle efficiently, playing good defense, stifling their opponent at the blue line, minimizing that time for them in the offensive zone. They've just been doing everything right, really, in this game, and just an unfortunate one for the Eagles that you have to move on from, look at what you can do better, and try to focus here on the next week, because it's still really early in this tournament and a lot of more games to be played.
Yeah, I totally agree, Major. But what about the penalties, my man? This is tough. You see 3 of them in the box there. I know a couple are for fighting, but, you know, the penalties from the Eagles, how do you tone that down? Do you put the sticks away? Do you use bigger builds and put your body on? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think a lot of it really is just trying to mentally know that you need to kind of pull away from that. A lot of them were tripping or hooking or slashing based penalties, most of them tripping specifically, so a lot of that's just being a little bit too aggressive, a little bit eager on that RB there. Ooh, and a beautiful attempt there by Benito, but realistically, I think you just have to kind of know that mentally that you have to pull away from that a little bit, because interesting enough, it wasn't the penalties as a beautiful goal there again there for hREDS.
Yeah, right there you see King of Apes come down, and he sends that one across to Villapoica, and he makes no mistake, Major, and exactly how we're talking about how good they are. They continue to show my point earlier and your point right now.
Yeah, exactly. And like we were saying, it's just one of those things. I mean, hREDS showing why they are where they are. They were one of the favorites coming into this tournament between them and Frölunda and Havu. Those are the elite teams in EU. We knew that these guys were going to be a force to be reckoned with. They have showed why once again today, and I don't think they plan on stopping anytime soon. You say that, hey, you maybe want to save a few of these goals for later on in the tournament, but the way they're playing, I don't think they'll need any reason to save them.
Yeah, no, just keep pouring it on. And that's what Nick said, right, Major? You just said keep your foot on the gas and keep running it. And you don't want to show a different style of play. You just want to continue pouring it on and making sure you're driving the other team technically out of the building.
Yeah, exactly. And for the Eagles, I think it's just one of those things. You know, today was nowhere close to your best day. And I think you almost have to think of it as okay, we know where we need to improve, where we need to get better. And we know that we cannot allow ourselves to go any lower than where we played today. So I think you just have to take the scores for what they are, take what you can from it as a learning experience in order to get better, because there's a lot of games to be played in this tournament in a bigger picture. This is just week one. Multiple or more weeks to go. The Eagles still have everything ahead of them, even despite of the two scores today, 9-1 in game one for hREDS and 8-2 here in this one, as you see on the screen.
Yeah, Nicky Dangles with another good game, but it was Vilupoika who ended up being the man, Nick. And what did you think about that?
Wow, a showing from hREDS. You know, I was hoping to see something obviously a little bit more competitive. We always want to see that with the random drawings. You sometimes get this to start the season, but with this modified Swiss format we have, the teams are going to face each other with equal records. So we should expect to see more competition down the line. I know Sandello, I know Karani, King, and those guys can play pretty well. Raminator stepped in to play this game as well. We know a little bit about him as well. So there's some talent on the other side. Let's not say that that doesn't happen for them. What we just don't unfortunately get sometimes is the matchup that we expected on paper. Sometimes it goes the other way. And especially when you have things like penalties. If you have those penalties coming in, unfortunately, those are going to be the breaking cases for teams that even get that momentum. We saw it a couple of times. You have some momentum and then the penalty, and then you have a couple of shots and then a penalty. And if you can't get over that lack of, let's say, discipline or unluckiness of the game, unfortunately, it's going to usually end up in a loss for you, especially against these high caliber teams. You have to play near perfect hockey. They couldn't do it here, but hREDS moves on, and next week they'll be up against somebody who went 1-0.
Yeah, so that's what you need. Is we're excited to get deeper into this tournament and watch those EU elites come together. We heard it from Meja, and I can't wait to see those big teams that he named off play against each other, Nick.
I'm so excited. So that's going to do it for us today, but don't fear, because we are back in action in less than 6 hours right here on twitch.tv/capitals, and we have a special presentation for EU. We have the same, we are giving the same attention and special detail to the North American side as well. So a great broadcast we have in store for you later today. And it's going to be something we look forward to as Prodigy takes on the Gabagoons, if you will, as Prodigy looks to make their way back into championship caliber hockey. So on behalf of myself, King Lime, pleasure to work with you, B Meja, Tris, Johnny, and everybody at Caps Gaming, Leaguegaming, and Leidos. We want to thank you so much for joining us on this opening day and opening broadcast for this Caps Gaming Showcase, presented to you by Leidos and powered by Leaguegaming. My name is Nick DeMeo, and we look forward to seeing you again in just a couple of hours, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you then. Good night, everybody.
See you soon.